Okay. Hey guys, it's Vantwyan, and my EP, Into the Space Versions, is finally out now. So, a little backstory about Into the Space. So, I wrote Into the Space back in August, and it was written maybe like around the same time. I can't remember from the top of my head, but it was definitely in August. It was written around the same time that I made That's So Gay and Vantwan's House Party. Um, and I don't know what I was going for. I think when I listened to the beat, I just low key like I got these jungle vibes, and then it turned into the lyrics of "We're going into the jungle, we're going into the space," and then it just I wanted it to become like some like a chant kind of, and it's like in my mind it's like I don't know. It's like I imagine like a bunch of like like a tribe or something, and then they like have their own chant or whatever. That's like we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space, we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space, like something like that. And it went from that, but actually in the beginning, it started with like boom, ba boom, ba and I just did those in like different keys and stuff. So it started off from that, and then I was like, "We're going into the jungle. We're going into the space." And I just kept on going with that, and I really liked how it went with the beat. Now, the next verse. I'm not saying I'm too fond of it. It's cool. It's funny. I liked it at the time, but it's kind of cringy in a way because it's like it kind of throw. I feel like it throws off the song, but in a way, I feel like when I think about it, it kind of throws off the song in a good way because it's like it could turn into this. Oh my gosh! It gets more intense and crazy and just out of control. Like we're going into the jungle. We're going into the space. He told me that I was ugly, so then I sat on his face. Some people live in the jungle. Some people live overseas. Some people live in the forest. Some people look up to me. Like it could be like a. It could be like, like a short little period of chaotic and just craziness going on or whatever. I don't know. And then after it just, it can like slow down. Some people look up to me. Boom ba doom ba doom boom ba doom boom ba doom ba doom boom ba doom. Like, I don't think you know. But that's kind of, what I'm kind of getting from this right now. But, I really liked Into the Space. I really love the acapella. I really think you should stream the acapella. I'm actually going to link it below because I really want you guys to stream that. I really like the acapella. Like, yes, Into the Space, it wasn't a perfect song, but I really liked a little bit of what I did with it. Because originally, Into the Space was supposed to be like a minute long. It was going to be a short song. It was never going to turn into like 2 minutes and 36 seconds. It was going to turn into like 1 minute and 20 seconds max, to be honest. But someone said like, you should add another verse. And when I added another verse, I just kind of, whatever came out, and then that was the verse. And that's kind of what I did with that. And months later, here we are now. I released a song right back in March, and then the EP came out today. So, yeah, I really love Into the Space, to be honest. Some of the aspects of Into the Space, hopefully you like it too. Um, and I know from then, I think my goal from right then, from my goal from then, and still is now, but I feel like, I feel like my goal was to make each track sound different. Like, I made That So Gay, and it's this very gay, like it's like an introduction to, this very, it's like very gay and, Vogue type song, and you can strut to it, and it's that type of song, like, and I really love that song. I really love the vibe of that song. And then you have this Pull Out the Backseat. It's like this country beat with auto-tune vocals and stuff, So it was, things like that. And, I'm gonna get into a little bit of Pull Out the Backseat right now, but I wrote Pull Out the Backseat in June, so it'll mark almost a year ago since I've written that song. So, Pull Out the Backseat is almost a year old. Written almost a year ago in June, late June. But, you know, my goal is to really make, each song different. But I also want to, have my moments of staying in one genre for a specific time, because I feel like I'm in the stage where I'm trying to figure out what fits me right now. I'm trying out different things, and I'm enjoying what I'm um either putting out or like putting out or teasing on my Instagram or wherever, because I do tease a lot of stuff on my Instagram. Um like it's so exciting, because it's like, for me, and I really need to break out of this. I really need to, like, be more open of trying to listen to different songs and stuff, because I be having the same songs on repeat. But when it came to I'm sitting in the driver's seat, but anyways, got distracted. But this is my new car, guys. I'm just playing. This is not my car. I don't have a car yet. But yeah, back on topic. um it's very exciting for me to come up with these different sounds, these different, like, different vibes of each, like, a different vibe of each song, different sounds. One song sounds different from the other. Like, it's very, very entertaining to me. I really love it. It's very, very fun, because it's like, what can I do next? What will I do next? Wow, this song sounds different from the last song. This one captures this vibe. This one captures this. Like, it's very, very fun for me. It's like, it feels like an era for me, like, it's like it captures a different moment in my life in a way. So I really love that about writing songs and stuff, making music. And to be honest, like, I wouldn't say I came from a musical family. Like, I was writing lyrics and stuff. Back in May of 2024, I was like, you know what, I really want to try writing lyrics and, kind of log in with this stuff. Trying my best, sing and stuff and make songs. I really want to get better at that. I'm at this stage where it's like, I released That's So Gay, Pull Out the Backseat, Vantwyan's House Party, and Into the Space, officially on all platforms. I've released Call to Action. I might want to re-record that song. I've made Fucking Suck, you know. I teased Adam. That's another song that I wrote that I might make another video about. I might not cover it today in this video. Might, a little bit, like, but I'm really in this era of, I will always, from time to time, I will always want to make a bop, but I want to get to it. I'm at this point where I want to make lyrical stuff. I want to make things with meaning. I want to make things from the heart, and write about what I feel, and convey what I'm feeling or what I was feeling in whatever moment of my life and stuff. Like, I'm gonna talk about Adam just a little bit. I said I might talk about it in another video, but when I wrote Adam, it was at 1 a.m. and hours after I wrote that, it's like I listened to the song and I just thought of so many things that this song could mean. And maybe when you hear the song, or where you hear the snippet, if you've heard it, or maybe you haven't. But I was getting all these ideas of what this could be, and maybe when you hear it, you might get an idea, hopefully, like maybe something meaningful, or maybe it might resonate with you in a way, or might make you feel some type of way, or maybe you can relate to it in some way. But that's like, when I was able to do that with Adam, I was really like happy about that. Like, the song has meaning to me. I can get a message out of this, and hopefully this is what people think of this song and stuff. People get that same vibe that I was, hopefully they get that same interest that I was getting after I wrote it. So yeah, that's Adam or whatever. Might do another video on that. But Into the Space is out now. Today, April 11th, 2025. It's out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, It has its own audio. Into the Space is already an audio as a single. Because I released a single a month ago. The audio is on not Into the Space, but it's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. The audio is on TikTok as well. It's also here on YouTube as well. I really wish that I could get the instrumental, on as an audio on all platforms. I don't know why I didn't do that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something I figure out and with future music releases or whatever distributors I use in the future or whatever. Maybe if I ever have a label, hopefully, maybe I'm working with a label maybe one day. Who knows? Only time will tell. But, I really hope you stream Into the Space. I really hope you stream the acapella of Into the Space because I really love it. I really love the acapella of that song. Like, I was really loving the harmonies. Like, there's auto-tune on the song, but, we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space. Like, in the beginning, there's no auto-tune, but once, like, the second half, like um, like somewhere, you'll hear it, though. Like, I'm saying we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space again, and there's auto-tune on that. But, basically, one part of we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space has no auto-tune, and the other part of we're going into the jungle, we're going into the space, those lyrics, have auto-tune. One doesn't, one doesn't. One does, one doesn't, okay? Hopefully I didn't confuse you. Yapping a little bit too much. But, the harmonies don't have autotune at all. Those are raw vocals. Those don't have any autotune at all. And, I really love that about the song. So, I really love the harmonies of the song. That's like my favorite thing of this song, for real. I love how I captured the song. Some aspects I may have not liked about the song, I did write it back in August of 2024. But there are also some positive things that I like about the song, like I really love the harmonies and stuff. But enough about that. I've explained the song enough. But it's out now on all platforms, and I hope you stream it. I hope you like it. I hope people watch this video. But Into the Space versions is out now, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.